Anyway, we will now seamlessly transition into the next episode. So, what we're going to do. So, you want to talk about the news?
I kind of did, but then I realised that all it would be me being angry at news stories, and also I'm very don't get the Alfie Evans story,
Oh, okay, right, yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I don't want to come across as just being angry at a very ill child. I mean, it's not his fault, but the whole story is fucking stupid.
Yes. Okay, so maybe we'll
I
touch
mean,
on that.
we can. No, probably shouldn't.
And then masturbating and preachy vegans.
We could talk about the preachy vegans. Easy.
Preachy vegans. Preachy vegans.
What was I getting angry about? Yeah, a dying child. I'm trying to remember what else was on the news that evening.
So the majority of my anger was based towards this dying child.
As always. I mean, I'm always angry about kids dying. Selfish bastards.
Damn it! I wanted to be next.
Instead of sticking around and trying to make the place better. God. So selfish.
Well, this is what happens when you have the higher ground. You know, they come for you, and they were supposed to be the chosen one.
I know, right? They were like a brother to me. And now all my brothers survived. So far.
It's another episode. It's another episode. It's another episode of the Meanderthals.
You should give up on your stand-up career and just start writing jingles.
Yeah, if you notice, I'm just trying. I'm actually a really good singer, but I'm singing off key, so we don't get sued by the.
I see. Yeah.
By the automated Disney systems that will naturally pick up my superior cadence.
Yeah, your pitch perfect, tonally accurate singing.
Mm-hmm. So if you sing bad, then they can't find it, and you can basically just steal anything you want to.
You can steal anything you want to if you do it badly. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Pro tips for robbing a bank: only steal $300 at a time.
Yeah. If you're gonna steal a car, drive it into a wall immediately. You have still technically stolen the car, and you've had that giddy thrill.
Or just steal a shit car. Just like
steal your own car. Just steal your own car, and then just get out the middle, man.
Yeah. If you really want to steal a car, go home tonight, snap your key in half, and then tomorrow morning when you have to go to work, break into it. And steal your own car. Perfect. It's a victimless crime. Much like internet piracy.
Indeed.
You seem lost in, if not thought, then at least contemplation.
Yeah, sorry, I was looking at an Instagram post where somebody...
Were they particularly big?
Maybe. No, it's absolutely nothing to do with breasts. Oh, was it? No, someone is in Orlando, Florida, doing the whole Orlando, Florida thing. And they have walked all the way to Universal Studios from their hotel and have left their pre-bought tickets in their safe. So,
that's pretty funny.
That's a thing that happens to people, isn't it? Oh, when you go away on holiday and you leave your tickets in the safe that's in your hotel room. That's funny, isn't it? My observational humour isn't quite there.
We've all been there, right, folks?
We've all been on a £3,000 holiday where we've left exorbitantly priced tickets in our superiorly locked safe in our extensively grandiose hotel. Am I right, guys? Am I right?
Don't you just hate it when that happens?
And they only have chamomile tea bags. What's the deal with that?
Well, it is America.
It's been a while since I've been to Yankee Town, so last I remember the idea of an electronic kettle, like plug-in kettle over there was just alien.
Yeah,
it was
magic to some folk.
Yeah, one of those bloody stove jobbies. You put it on the hob and let it whistle. We've not had that for centuries now.
A stove jobby, isn't that what what the Beast had to settle for when all of his housemates were turned into kitchen appliances?
Why are you always so angry, Beast? Because all I can get is a stove jobby.
A stove jobby.
Oh, the prongs. So, as per a previous episode, one of our topics we were going to touch upon was...
Gently caress the topic.
Yes, gently touch those ever so feeble vegans.
Oh, yeah, vegans.
And their...
I mean, I say that like... Oh, yeah, those bastards.
Oh, yeah, vegans. We weren't talking about that 5 minutes ago when we were pre-planning this. God, man, those vegans. Whoa, I totally forgot about them.
I did. Don't know what you're talking about.
Their occasional preachy ways. And this... So, like, as I brought up last time, my wife went vegan. She's on the vegan borderline still.
Gone a bit vegan.
She's still eating stuff like milk chocolate and things like that, but she's, in terms of main meals, she's not really eating meat. Insert your own phrasing. Or,
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure you're going to insert your own there as well. Oh, so many jokes. I didn't know which one to go for. So go on. Does that mean that your household has become mostly vegan?
Oh, lordy, no. I've eaten some vegan meals, and like there's some good stuff. There is nothing that can really replace meat, but sausages, they tend to be quite nice. There we go.
Sorry, just the whole last 30 seconds. Nothing can replace meat, and I was like, There's another joke there about. Another one. Yeah. The sausages are pretty good. He loves a vegan sausage. Okay.
Yeah. You can get. They call it shredded chicken or shredded duck.
In inverted commas.
It's basically just like.
It's basically normal duck that's been to the gym once, so it feels like it's getting shredded.
Yeah. It's what I would refer to as soy flex, which is just sort of like soy dandruff, I suppose. It's just really like bits of soya that are very, very mildly flavoured and have some texture that you basically use as filler material.
This is your protein filler.
Yeah.
I feel like this whole segment is going to be full of innuendo.
Maybe. Falafel. Don't like falafel. Not a fan. Not a fan of falafel.
Not a falafel fan. What was your experience of falafel? Like, how did you experience the falafel? Did you experience it as a ball?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because
how did you
surely
like
falafel outside of a ball is hummus.
Well, it's not. Yeah, well, no. They're not the same texture for a start, are they? They're not like the same consistency.
Well, no, but they're both chickpeas. And
both
garlic
chickpeas.
And
Okay, fair enough. Okay, whatever other herbs and spices go into them. Right, so why didn't you like falafel?
I think it probably was just a texture thing. Like
okay.
it wasn't probably because with like hummus you get it with other things that you can dip in, and yeah, I feel like what the falafel could do with is a nice curry with a nice meat.
And maybe substitute the falafel for some other meat.
Yeah.
So I've had falafel in this country, and I was like, yeah, fine. I had falafel in Turkey, and it was one of the best things I've ever put in my mouth.
Oh.
So I just think it's one of those things which we don't do very well in this country.
Perhaps it's all location.
I don't like the slightly shriveled, dried falafel balls you get in this country, but Turkish balls of falafel, they're
Turkish balls, much bigger.
They're quite a bit larger,
yeah.
Very flavourful, succulent, I would say.
Far more satisfying to put in the mouth.
Very satisfying.
You could keep them there all day.
Well, you could, but they'd fall apart eventually.
Yes, just leave just a big load of mush in your mouth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
at
yeah,
the
they would.
end of it.
Yeah. The aftertaste and the flavour of them. So piquant.
Oh, these have been some really middle class podcasts recently, haven't they? Jesus Christ.
Yes, indeed.
We are so fucking white.
I know, it's amazing. Amazing. So, why did you flirtate with veganity?
Why veganity, not to be confused with vogonity. I've been listening to a lot of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
I was going to say the poetry is equally as bad.
Yes. Vegan poetry and Vogan poetry are
very similar.
A hair's breadth, but of course it's a synthetic hair.
A synthetic
hair's
breadth.
It's got to be, completely made of soya and couscous.
Soya, couscous, and the whispers of baby children.
Because humans, I don't care about humans, but animals.
Yeah, so go on. Tell me how you flirted with veganity.
Wife went vegan because she was told it would improve her running, and it kind of did.
Oh, this is it. Yes,
yeah. So she kind of stuck to it, and I was like, "Well, I'm not going to stick to it as rigidly, but I'll try stuff with you." There we go. And
that's always been your problem, though, is not being able to stick to things rigidly.
Well, generally, as soon as I touch upon it, I'm spent. And so,
nice.
Yeah, various foodstuffs I've been trying, but it is like I mentioned before. It wasn't proper vegan because still use leather and will still go to places that will happily exploit animals. After running, she fell off the bandwagon. Bandwagon, is it? Is going vegan a bandwagon? Well,
is it a bandwagon?
So milk chocolate had I think was it first thing that she had was McDonald's, which was like
that's amazing.
Yeah, like a bit so obviously like a milkshake, so just all the ice cream and milk.
That's absolutely fantastic.
Oh, it was a cheeseburger, but without, as she puts it, without the crap on it. It was basically just a cheeseburger, the bun, and ketchup. Without any of the good stuff in there.
That's basically the least vegan it could have been.
Yeah.
It would have been less vegan perhaps if you had a bacon cheeseburger.
Yeah.
I feel like just throw bacon on.
After a few days, she's there or thereabouts. There's still vegan stuff, still eating that, but I'm just doing my own thing.
Good for you, man.
Proper vegans who stick to it rigidly and will examine every term and condition and every square inch of the back of a bleach product to make sure that an animal has never smelt it. They're slightly different, aren't they?
They are slightly different, and there is somebody I know who is definitely the second type of vegan, who has somebody very much under their thumb and has completely changed this other person's diet. So this person did particularly have what I'd say an unhealthy diet, but they were definitely a meat lover.
Okay.
And after a short while, no longer eating any meat, had gotten rid of their leather jacket that they owned, going full into the vegan lifestyle. I'm like, good for you, healthy choices are healthy, as long as you're the one who's making them,
Yeah.
But then I still do have this problem, and you kind of touched on the subject earlier, that no, I can't have any food or food product which has been exploits an animal, but I will definitely be buying clothes from Primark because they're cheap.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. All right. I've definitely got to have the latest iPhone because it doesn't matter if we mine all of mine the earth to shit and pollute the atmosphere and exploit human workers. But I've got to have me that iPhone. Yeah, where did your conscience draw the line in your consumption products?
Yeah.
They didn't have a very good answer for me, and I was like, well, I didn't expect you to because nobody ever thinks about these things. There's some vegans I know who buy basically everything secondhand, and they are very, very conscious about this idea of doing no harm to people in the production line of your products, as well as in the food that you eat and in your whole entire life.
Yeah.
But there's one person who is the vegan converter, the thumb pusher at work.
The vegan converter.
I'm not sure if that thought process has occurred. So yeah, that's the thing that annoys me about some vegans, the double standard.
Yeah. It is that weird thing where it's kind of comparable to when you see people like outside, in America, like Planned Parenthood and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, you shouldn't be killing the babies. It's disgusting. Life begins at conception. Oh, okay. Well, this woman got raped, and she's not entirely sure that she could love this child because, it's a fucking horrible. No, the baby don't be allowed to live because it doesn't matter if it's brought up in a home with, there's only one parent and we don't like one-parent families, but we'll force her to get married and it'll be a loveless marriage, and that's the best kind of situation for a child to be brought up in.
It's the best kind of marriage. So, yeah. It's the same kind of blind adherence to the beliefs without examining them. Not that vegans are equated to baby rape apologists.
Well, speak for yourself.
Or rape baby apologists, I should have said, not baby rape apologists. That's a different thing. I don't know think I've ever heard
that's
of a baby rape apologist.
That is hopefully an exceptionally small amount of people.
I think it probably is.
Close towards nil, as is possible, hopefully.
Do you know what? You say all this that it's bad, but you should try it one day. It's probably you laugh.
You know what? Don't knock it until you've tried it, is what I say.
There you go. We're talking about being vegan here, not
not
anything
the other
else.
thing. Not the other thing. Please, no, don't report us again. Yeah, it is that kind of... They assume they're exceptionally open-minded, and yet they're actually being incredibly narrow-minded because they're not thinking of any bigger picture outside of their own scope. And I was listening to something the other day. It was on the BBC, where there was a study done, and this was a study from like the 80s anyway, so it's now unrepresentative for more than one reason, but where they found that vegans and vegetarians on average had a higher IQ. And I'm one of those people who cannot hear about a study without immediately going, And the fact that they said it was in the 80s brought up even more questions, because the main two things were, okay, for a starter, your cross-section of vegans, vegetarians is going to be it's an awful lot smaller than the naturally omnivorous rest of society.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you've got a much smaller demographic there that you're choosing people from. Secondly, vegans, vegetarians, it is a conscious choice, generally speaking. So they are naturally someone who can think about a reasoning as to why they actually want to eat this particular
if they want to make
food.
this change. Yeah.
And that has a natural inclination towards someone who maybe is more on the intelligent side of the scale, because they're actually going, this is causing suffering of animals, and maybe I don't want that to happen. And thirdly, kind of going back to the size of it, in the 1980s, veganism, vegetarianism was a hell of a lot harder to find a large study sample of, because, not least partially because there was an awful lot less choice for them, so it was a much more restricted market. So it was an awful lot harder to be vegan and vegetarian back in the 80s. Not impossible, but like compared to now, you've got a lot more scope for it. And that's my issue with that particular study.
Many issues to be had there.
Yes.
Yeah. I like the thing you brought up about it being in the 80s, and that was 35 years ago now, 38 years ago now. Why don't we do a new study? Like, unlike a lot of other science, like human culture and human society changes very rapidly.
Yeah.
Whereas, if you did a scientific study on the half-life of uranium in the 1910s, it's probably going to hold true now. I mean, your measurement techniques might be a little bit better because scientific progress, you've got better machines, better analytical stuff. But if you did like a social study in the 1980s or in the 1880s, attitudes and opinions will have changed over the last 150 years. So yeah, you're right. We should definitely be looking at that again. When he was saying these things, I was thinking as well about, because you were saying that it is a choice which requires your critical thought and so on to go into it. But that's not necessarily true. I mean, in this country maybe, but there are some countries where, vegetarianism is basically the religious law.
Yeah, and similarly, in say during rationing in World War II, the majority of the country was probably technically vegetarian
because meat was so hard to get.
Exactly, it wasn't a choice thing. And and again, especially maybe in the 80s, there was perhaps more countries that would have had those kind of dietary restrictions on them as well. I believe the study was actually UK based, so I would, from what I remember being described, it was definitely based in the West, so it was from that. But yeah, there are Buddhism, for example. Will obviously you've got to be vegetarian. Like you can't even nibble on a bit of roadkill. You can't even pick that opossum up off the road, shove it inside the armadillo you also found to create some horrible hybrid feast. You just gotta leave them there and just be like, oh.
I was trying to think of the name then, because I don't think an armorossum is pretty good. But a possadillo.
A possadillo.
Yeah.
Oh God, that just makes me think of like some horrible porn parody where like a woman will they'd call it pussadillo.
Oh no!
They just have a woman crawling on all fours with an armored back around a Texas highway who'll get picked up by some Bang Brothers. Yeah. Bang Brothers style furry porn. Oh God. Oh, we've managed to turn veganism into furry porn in 3 easy steps.
And there you go. That's why people listen to us.
Buy the guide now.
So, yes, on the subject of veganity, everything in moderation. Don't be a dick about it. No, actually, I think that's the exception. Baby rape, don't do it.
Just don't do it.
Just don't do it.
Anything with anyone under the age of consent, probably just the best idea. Don't do it.
And as for people over the age of consent, get consent.
Yeah. Speaking of which, so while we've been conversing, in that hilarious way that we do, someone who I work with sent me this page on Facebook. So it's from a page called The Sesh Life. So it's good. It's off to a good start. And it is comment something that pisses you off during sex. And it's got the emoji of kind of like that eye roll where the eyes are up at the top of the head. And reading through these, yeah, humanity's doomed.
Yeah.
That's what I'm just going to put out there. Robbie Taylor. When you spunk on their back and they got to do that little walk to the toilet like Gollum, that shit is off-putting. Well...
What a true gentleman.
Yeah. This is why always carry a packet of Kleenex.
Or at least just have one in arm's reach.
Exactly. And then you can just be there and say, oh, thank you, lady whoever I have just done this with. Here, let me assist you in cleaning my spermatozoa off the small of your back. Just be considerate. Just be considerate with your...
I mean, the other option is you could just pick her shirt up off the floor and wipe it off with that.
So all it'll be is a little bit crispy from now on.
Yeah.
It'll never, no matter how much fabric softener gets used, it's never soft again.
Constant reminder of having you nearby.
Exactly. So if that was a one night stand...
What a gentleman that guy is. That god model.
Some of these, like some of the,
some of these you can't even bring yourself to read them.
Yeah, some of these I feel like they're trying to be funny. And so Lewis Neil Wells with a Z, because he's from 1999, and that's still
obviously
cool. Going in for doggy style, but we both end up bending over. What? Is that?
Oh, okay.
Don Watson, he's obviously a bit of a game lad, because he just put, when ya go soft after sniffing too much Charlie, double laughter face.
I like the idea of sniffing it as well. Like he's just going in for the aroma, not for anything else.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I'm picking up hints of
I'm getting
bleach and cyanide.
I'm getting talcum powder. I'm getting exploitation of somebody, but I can't tell from where. I'm getting palpitations.
Yeah, you don't want to waste it by like inhaling.
Yeah.
The coke. You just want to get the bouquet.
Oh no! I couldn't possibly ingest. I just want the aroma of the.
Oh no! I don't inhale. I just want to be around people who smoke.
It's a second-hand cocaine I'm in it for. Jess Thomas. When you're really turned on, and he starts off with a bit of a finger action, but instead of rubbing your clit, he rubs your vagina flap, and you automatically dry up like the Atacama Desert. I just feel bad for Jess. Like,
poor Jess.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I do feel sorry for you. Like the Atacama Desert.
Jess actually did a funny, but I feel like it's, unfortunately, a lot of humour is buried in truth, and
so the joke just comes off feeling a little bit sad. Unlike Jess, who doesn't come off at all.
Oh.
Until later, when he's left, and then she can be like, might as well finish off.
Don't worry, what I'm going to do, I'm going to tag her in the Facebook post about this, and I'm going to set you both up.
Oh, that'd be great. I mean, it might not be. I might fumble around and leave her very unsatisfied. Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah. I mean, this is why, don't use fingers, just go straight to the tongue. It's like, no. Because that way, you're just going to, at best, you're going to get full coverage. You're just going to, just...
Yeah, you mean like some kind of lawn sprinkler. Just go in there with your tongue just get everything.
Side to side. Just smash. Just the whole, if her whole groin isn't soaked with your
sopping
saliva,
wet.
You're not doing it right. That's my policy.
Sex tips with Neanderthals.
Aaron Lee, maybe Aaron Lee, I don't know. If you're saying Aaron, you're spelling it wrong. When she constantly big in her dick riding game, and when it comes to the crutch spelled wrong, she goes at it like she's trying TRYN to scoot, spelled SKOOT, a wooden chair closer to the dinner table.
I feel like your biggest problem with that one was just spelling.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'm fine with perhaps jokey, criticism of someone's sex technique, but fuck's sake, spell right. Like, Jesus.
Use the English language properly.
There's lots of, quips about, when you have to bury them again, when you put them back in the grave, when you have to return them to the morgue. Lots of,
Those guys are clearly amateurs, because you'd never take them back.
Penny Jane, for A, I question if that's your real name, whose photo is of her kissing who I assume is her boyfriend or beau. When he does you so good, your period starts prematurely and blowjob week begins, when all you want is more of that hot action. I feel like maybe the boyfriend has written that one. I don't remember ever having blowjob week. You?
Yeah.
Well, fuck my life, right, guys? Justin Reynolds, who, again, picture there with who I assume is his girlfriend. When you bust, Well, right, okay, hang on. Now, I want your interpretation of what this means. I'll segment this off. When you bust 6 flops ago. What?
What?
Like,
oh, hang on.
Does that...
Nope.
Does he mean, like, he's effectively ejaculated 6 times? Because...
6 flops ago would have been, like... So...
Yeah, you've up and...
You're done, then you flop.
Spent and up and spent. But...
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know why, but my mind... Like, there's maybe a indicator of my attitude. When I read 6 flops ago, my mind immediately went, teraflops.
What are you, a computer?
Yeah, like, what kind of... How many... 6 teraflops, is that all? That's terrible. Oh, you should up your game, noob.
Get good.
Yeah, I don't... Anyway.
So what's the... Yeah.
When you bust 6 flops ago and she's still bouncing on your meat. Credit to him, meat is spelled correctly, so I'll give him that. Like she didn't feel your shit turn into a gummy worm.
Right.
Yeah. It's more the flops bit that I'm really caught up in.
Yeah, I'm not getting that.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you... Multiple flops? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Or maybe it's the up-down motion is a flop. Because if she's doing the riding, she's flopping about on top of you.
That's what one may call a good shout, that, mate.
I just think he needs to be more descriptive in his poetry.
Yeah. Kieran Trafford, who... Now, this post is about women/a woman, but his picture is of him and a man. When you're...
Wrong you're.
Yeah,
right.
I just by the way I read it,
just the way you said it, I knew it, yeah.
Slamming the absolute... Obviously means absolute. Pig. When you're slamming the absolute pig out of it.
What?
Yeah. When you're slamming the absolute pig out of it, and she fanny farts and says, "Ooh, baby, you make my pussy fart." Let's just check the responses to that because this.
I think we found the poet we were looking for.
Yeah. A Vogon. Oh no, just lots of tags. Ha ha ha. Oh, this is what you do. Ha ha.
Remember that time?
Fucking hell, gold. Ha ha ha. Lad, read the rest of the comments. Good read. Apparently, just women tagging men in it. So apparently,
women tagging men in it, going, "Hey, do you remember that time that happened?"
Yeah. Fucking, I fanny fart on your dick, don't I? All the time. Lel. Weird. Fucking hell. Right, Nicole Bainbridge. I'm going to segment this. Right, so
All right.
When he can't even make it, can't had the correct apostrophe, and everything so far spelled correctly. Through is spelt as in the past act of throwing.
Right.
Role play, and the cunt blows his load, and ya left doing it yourself. 2 crying, laughing faces.
Maybe she just likes baseball roleplay.
Anyway, right, I'm going to stop reading that because...
it seems to have depressed the entire conversation.
Yeah, it was... weird. Oh, that's something else. That's another thing that I've just seen that's reminded me. There is someone on Facebook who I've known for a while as a Facebook person.
Yes.
From America, who is moving over to the UK, Cambridge to be exact. And they were like, "Oh, yeah, let's totally hang out while you're over here. I'm over here, living here, whatever they said."
Yeah.
They used words as humans are wont to do,
as we occasionally do. Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, I don't think you comprehend A, Cambridge to somewhere like Leeds, B, the British transport system or motorway system and its utter shoddiness, and C, my just general lack of wanting to be around people. So what I am going to do, because I don't really have many photos of myself on Facebook. If they ever want to meet up, they are a female. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to send you. And
you're going to send me?
I'm going to send you.
That's a terrible idea.
You can pretend to be me, and then if you really hit it off, you'll be like, oh, actually, I'm not him, I'm me. And then
good news, I'm not married, and we can smash.
Yeah. And I want you to let me know how that goes.
I'll be honest, my previous success with that line has not been great.
Yeah. Maybe we can do it like, is it Cyrano? Is that the title of it? I'm sure it's Cyrano. He's got a really big nose. It is Cyrano de Bergerac, isn't it? The character with the large...
Could well be.
Oh, apparently I'm going even beyond you now. Good God, I'm so far up my own arse. I'm looking at the bookshelves. Yes, I'm sure it's Cyrano. It's the one, the Hollywood trope where, an earpiece and I'm giving you advice from the outside.
Oh, yes. Like, perfect.
Oh, yeah, no, I made this joke on Facebook that she really liked, and we used to be in a thing called Jimmy's Collection of Awesome Pictures or something like that, and use that as the first line. Like, oh, we've rustled some Jimmys in our time. It will be me that she loves, but you that she falls in love with. I hope you can live with that.
Look, if she falls in love with me for my body and you for your personality, I think I'm probably on to a winner.
If she falls in love with you for your body and me for my personality, she's not a good person.
She's weird. She's very weird.
Like, going to hell anyway. Just embrace it. Just go with it.
Just embrace it and enjoy the ride. Why not?
I did also say I wanted to briefly touch on masturbation. Well, hey.
And there we go.
There goes the dynamite. Yeah, it was just so mainly my porn habits, my masturbation, but
okay.
For a good long while now, maybe at least a year and a half, my go-to videos have been. Have you heard of Mom POV?
Modern POV.
Mom POV. So
Oh, Mom POV.
Yeah. It's
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's essentially ladies in their 30s upwards that are having sex POV style. I don't know why. I don't know what it was, but there's just something about it that captivated me. Just somehow that collection of videos became a go-to. I was like, oh, okay. Now, my new one, and again, I cannot explain my porn whims. Nobody can.
Can anybody? Let's be honest.
Exactly.
Yeah, we like what we like.
Exactly. So my new one is one called Private Society. Have you heard of that?
No.
No? Oh man, you want to give it a watch. It's just basically kind of really plain to borderline fugly looking men and women, probably from kind of, I would guesstimate, to use a horrible Americanism, from effectively the Bible Belt area, so kind of middle America.
Yep.
It just make well produced. I will give them credit for things like their lighting and their camera quality,
sound design,
really
perfect.
really good. But yeah, just make porn, and yeah, I don't know why it's become my go-to, especially as a lot of it is cream pie stuff, and I don't like cream pie porn.
Right.
It's just that's really
the
last thing I want to see. When you really think about it, what do I want at the end of porn? Oh, I want to see some dude jizzing on a girl's tits. Oh, that's a little bit gay, really.
It's a little bit gay.
That's like, what do I want out of porn? I want to see a guy coming. Huh.
Go figure.
Wow, how about that? Let's just go back to finding those bikini pictures of this girl in in Florida. I'm with fucking hetero. I don't know what it is about cream pie porn, but it's just like, I don't know, it's just always, not for me. If you get off to it, good on you. You do you, but...
Yeah, you carry on doing yourself, mate.
Yeah, me and you both.
Yeah. Separately, but together.
That's not... my last thought, at the happiest point of the day, potentially, to be like, there's another guy's coming out of a a sad beef steak.
Ugh. That doesn't look like a tasty sandwich.
Yeah. Oh,
Anymore.
oh, look at that oyster and that drippy pearl.
Oh, I feel like you're revealing a slight maturity in your porn habits here. Like
I don't know. I've
like
never...
grown up. Like the idea that it doesn't have to be perfect.
That's it. Yeah.
That you're
And
like you want the attainable, the realism.
That's it. Maybe like the Mon POV stuff is a lead on to it, because obviously on Mon POV they're not like there's women on there who've like really botched boob jobs as well, like terrible, just like nipples in opposite direction, fucking chameleon eyes, and there's like there's sort of like post baby stomachs like that haven't really ever settled back, so they're like almost cellulite-y, but like hanging off. I'm really selling the series to you. I know
You really are.
There are some.
What you're saying is people who aren't flawless.
Yeah, exactly. Like I find it a real struggle to watch Bang Brothers and Bang Bus and Brazzers stuff, because I don't know. I feel like that's the other stuff is kind of, there's more realism to it, not just in the people, but in like their actions. Like I feel like they'd actually probably be enjoying this, and getting off in it. Maybe like in terms of on POV, the guy who's the POV, he's obviously a trained professional at this. Like
he has experience.
He's doing this for the money. He's not in it for the coming. This is just a job to him.
It's just a job to me, man.
Oh, I go home. I put my pants on one leg at a time, like everybody else.
He goes out and has a long, hard day at work.
Emphasis on long and hard, baby.
Etc.
Yeah, I can't. I'll watch them, but I don't know. It doesn't. To be young and be able to watch a Brazzers video and think that's what I want to get off on today.
Yeah, I kind of divert away from those, like just the human bodies that sculpted and did the perfection. I'm like, that's a little bit weird. Like, you're that obsessed about your image, that's just weird. Maybe though, that's all you want from porn, is just to see two like Adonises of humankind, just banging
some fucking human colossus chiseled out of marble, smashing away at some 18-year-old girl with a waist that he can wrap his arms around 3 times, just crushing her with his 14-inch member that's the size of her head. Maybe
that's what you like.
And then coming buckets. Maybe that's if
I like the idea that it's not coming in the amount that would fit into buckets, but actual buckets.
Yeah.
just clanging off the face. Bang, bang, bang. Oh God, no!
Oh my! This isn't worth $200 at all. Oh.
No, there wouldn't be like 4-gallon buckets though. They'd just be like tiny little, like less than shot glasses,
like dollhouse buckets.
There you go.
And on that weird alternative comedy note, I hope that from this you have learned consent is good.
Consent is good.
If they're under the age of consent, that's bad.
That's the same as no consent.
Yeah, exactly. Don't just go smashing around across the old lips. Just get involved with the tongue and just
hone in on your target.
Just boom, just treat
get
it.
In there.
Just treat it like that wallpaper in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
I was wondering where you're going with that.
Just lick until it's all gone. Lick until all the flavor's
find the
gone.
spot that you know is good and get all the flavour off it.
And porn is a subjective matter.
Go figure. Find the thing you like
and
enjoy it.
Stick to it for as long as you need to. Whatever helps you reach from point A to point B. Just, you get there however you need to. Just, again, sticking to the rule of, consent.
Consent is good.
Yeah. If you're using Tor, if you're going on the dark web,
then
chances are nobody involved in that has given consent.
That's probably not vegan-friendly porn that you're having there. Think about the human suffering.
Yeah. Also, find out from one of the vegans at work. A. Oral sex. Opinions. B. Swallowing.
I feel like I could definitely not ask that of the employees at work. Hi, so what's your opinion on oral sex?
Listen, what happens when you're at the pub isn't work.
Sure.
All I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
Nobody pressed charges against me. And I asked some weird shit.
And I did some weird shit at work. I have actually had that, not with somebody at work, but I've had that conversation about swallowing with another vegan friend.
Oh, really? What was their opinion?
Well, she, as far as I remember, her opinion was, I don't go in for that, but strictly, that wouldn't be vegan because it's the product of another animal.
Mm.
So yeah, she was like, I don't, but not for vegan reasons.
Well, again, empirical research. Maybe we'll get a consensus going.
Maybe what we need is a diverse range of vegans.
Yeah.
Like a pool of vegans who we can dive in, really do a deep dive into this pool of vegans.
Oh, a pool of vegans. Oh, God. I can imagine nothing more pretentious.
I mean, you could make it more pretentious. You could have them, like, quoting Voltaire to each other.
True. And using words like piquant.
Piquant, yeah. Oh, that's it. They've all got to be white middle-class vegans.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for listening.
Congratulations for listening.
Yeah, like, again, your mistake.
Yeah.
Your choice in podcast, much like your choice in porn, entirely up to you.
It's entirely up to you. It says a lot about you, but
yeah.
That's not true.
So long, farewell.
Farewell and
I'll
goodbye.
Just saying goodbye. And, oh, yes, we made it another week without mentioning Trump, for fuck's sake.
Oh, that guy.
It must be nice to have that kind of commitment. I struggle to get to the gym twice a week, and I actually want to go.
Nah, fuck the gym, man. I don't want to use the word bunny boiler because she would not approve of that. But she could definitely flambe a artichoke.
That's the vegan alternative to bunny boiling.
The vegan alternative to bunny boiling is flambe and artichoke because they've got
Tarquin. You definitely don't want to get with her. I've heard she's
because
an artichoke flambeer.
Because they've got hearts as well. Yeah. Oh no, maybe that's it. Maybe vegans don't eat artichokes because they've got a heart.
Oh. Man.